Hi there and welcome to this video. In this video we're going to discuss serious problems you can run into while using Shotcut if you aren't aware of these issues. The previous video describes file path issues, file save failures, and startup considerations. Those are all in another video we've already produced, and you can find it listed in the video description and also at the end screen of the video. So today we're going to focus entirely on these editing procedural concerns. So to get started, we brought up this active Shotcut editing process. What I want to demonstrate first of all is dropping on an innocent file. So let's take this thing up here. That's too big. We'll take this thing here, it's smaller. We pulled it down here and we meant to drop it there, but by mistake we dropped it there. So you realize your mistake, you say, okay, I'll move it up where I really wanted it. I wanted it up here. Now you got a big hole in your video. This is a serious problem. It's easy to happen. And when you're using your mouse, normally most people rotate their mouse on the palm of their hand. And as you rotate left and right with your fingertips and the palm of your hand, that tends to make the mouse come down. So you're going to end up doing this, I'm sure. When it happens, if you catch it right away, it's easy enough to do. We just undo that move and undo that move. Now we fix that problem. So you got to be fully aware of that at all times. I had always thought that when you drag something down here and it says overwrite, that meant it's going to overwrite the track. That's not what it means at all. Let's bring it on down and show what it means. Overwrite means it leaves a hole, like I said previously. It has nothing to do with overwriting something that's there. If we bring this down, if you look at these two buttons right here in the timeline, this one's ripples. If you turn on this ripple effect, then if I bring something down here, and I don't like it always creates a new track, and I don't want to go to a new track. I want to go to an existing track. It always shoves everything down, so you got to go down lower than you want to and come back up. So you notice it says insert. So it inserted it right here between this part of this video and this video, and you can see that my audio no longer lines up. See, the audio was in sync, but it's no longer in sync after this point. Right here it's in sync. Here it's not in sync because it inserted. So that's what this button does. I'm going to undo that. If you turn this button on, notice what it says. It says ripple all tracks. So now if I go ahead and drag this down here, rippled all the tracks. My audio stayed in sync. My picture that's floating up here, it moved with it. But that's not what I wanted in this case, right? So that's what this insert versus overwrite stands for. It stands for ripple. It should be called ripple, okay? It should be called no ripple and ripple. That'll make it real simple. No, for some reason they use the term overwrite. And that's misleading because you think overwrite means you go to overwrite something that maybe you don't want to overwrite. So I think they should change that label to ripples and no ripple, so it's clearer. And then give us a warning if we're going to drop a track on something that's already there. So I'm going to undo this again. So it needs a warning. If we're bringing something down here and we're going to drop it on top of something else, the overwrite doesn't help us at all. The insert is something that you want to do. You want to insert it. But if I don't want to insert it and I accidentally insert it or accidentally overwrite it, that's just bad programming. So there should be a flag, or there should be, like maybe if you hold down a control key, if you hold the control key while you're dragging something down here, then when you let go, but you're still holding the control key, it doesn't make it permanent. That way you can see, oh, I put that in the wrong place. So don't let go of the control key and drag it back up out of there. That would be the perfect fix to this problem. So I just wanted to clarify the difference between this overwrite and insert. They're not warnings at all. They're modes of operation. And they should be labeled insert or no insert, like I said. That would make a lot more sense. So the solution here is give us a warning if we're going to drop on top of another track. Because the track may be off screen to the right where you can't see it. So if I were to come down here, it's going to overwrite. It's going to overwrite that video over there, picoscope video. It's going to overwrite that image. But if that image was off the screen, I wouldn't know about it. And when I drop it, I just destroyed that image because it was off screen. I didn't know I dropped it on top of it. So we seriously need a method to prevent this from happening. That method would be some type of a control key function you hold while you're dropping, or you hold the control key if you want it to overwrite anything on the track. And if you don't hold the control key, it's going to give you a warning anytime it's overwriting something on that track, whether it's on the screen or off the screen. So that's my rant on that particular problem. Okay, the second situation we're going to talk about is moving the clip horizontally and it's moving vertically while you're moving it horizontally. So we'll come down here and we'll go down here and look at this clip, this little clip right here. So let's say we intended to move it over here, but instead we moved it down here by mistake. Once you let go, now you realize your mistake, you put it up where you wanted it, you just demolish those two tracks, those two videos on that track. Same as if you dropped it in from up here into the playlist. So you got to be constantly vigilant of this for the reasons I told you. Most people rotate on the palm of their hand when they use the mouse. That's going to cause an arc. And the arc is going to cause this to happen if you aren't very careful. So once again, we'll undo it. The edit, undo, move, edit, undo. Now we're back where we were. The problem arises when this happens off screen over here, and you don't know this video, you drop down here, overwrote something off screen, and you do 10 more edits, then you realize, oh crap, you run into your hole in the video. Now you can't just do the undos. There's too many of them. And if you're lucky, the video you overwrite hasn't had a bunch of edits done to it. Otherwise, you can't just reload that video either. So it gets to be a nasty problem if you aren't paying attention. The other major problem you're going to run into is that, let's say I want to move this thing horizontally, and by mistake, I go too far with it and let go. Now I've done what they call a transition. So you got to watch out for that horizontal motion not causing an unexpected transition. So let's get rid of that mistake. Now the video's back where it was. I've also had the occasion where I click to do something. Let's say I want to do a file backup. And when I click on this, it does something totally different. It might even start up another program. So I'm not sure if that's some wayward memory issue with Shotcut or something to do with the operating system. Our operating system is pretty solid, so I suspect Shotcut's involved with this. It doesn't happen very often, but it happens once in a while. So there you have it. These are the big things that can cause you severe headaches and cause you have to do a lot of re-editing if you aren't aware of these issues described in this video. So good luck with your videos and pay attention to these details. If the developers of this Shotcut program want to make it truly an excellent program, they have to address these issues that I've raised. These are common issues that a user runs into. You can't just have editing done on a single screen. A lot of times you need to be focused in on certain areas when you add things or remove things, and the programmers need to make adjustments to this program so that you don't drop one clip onto another existing clip that's off screen. So taking these actions and also the actions in the other video would really make this an excellent program. So I hope that they take this advice and correct these problems.